Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Plant Room. Today's topic. So we're gonna do a but and my pooch wants to be in the video, and well, she needs a back, so y'all forgive her appearance. And then mommy's dressed like a bum anyway, so I guess we both match. Um, Today's topic is neglect, and I want to talk a little bit about that, at least how it pertains to me. And I want to repot these plants that have been a little bit neglected. So if you like this type of content, stick around. All right, guys, as I mentioned in the intro, today's topic has to do a little bit with neglect. Now, I'm going to explain my situation a little bit, right? So, I wish I was a full time content creator or plant enthusiast or whatever you want to call us, right? But it's unfortunate for me right now, or fortunate, if you will, that I do have a 9 to 5, or rather a 7 to 4 full time gig. I work for a software company, and while it's a great company, I have absolutely no complaints. And I have been afforded the opportunity of working from home. But the fact of the matter is that when you have as many plants as I have, it can be a little bit challenging. And with that comes neglect. Not on purpose, just out of the sheer volume of things that you have to do. Now, mind you, sometimes on my lunchtime, I'll water plants here and there. It's an hour, so there's only so much I can do. And sometimes by the time I get off work, which for me is usually 4 o'clock, sometimes 5 o'clock, sometimes even later than that. Um, I'm just mentally burnt out, and all I really want to do is walk around and admire the leaves. So I do fall behind on my plant chores. But um, in this case, it is a true sign of neglect, right? Because I knew from the jump that these plants weren't going to prosper where I had them, and I've had them for a very long time. This particular plant has traveled with me and my husband from Chicago to Miami to Macon, Georgia, back to Chicago, and here now in where we live in this Holland. So sentimental value, only the length of time that I've had it. Do I Am I willing to let it die? Not on purpose. Absolutely not. Do I think there's still some merit to trying to save her? Yes. The condition that she's in, I have to take full responsibility for. She hasn't been getting the greatest of light, and I have been slacking with my responsibility as far as watering her on time with the frequency and volume. So I don't even know where I'm going to start, but at one point, this plant was so big that I had to split her into 2 pots. Um, Based on what I'm seeing right now in this bright light, chances are she's going to be condensed back into one pot. And what I'm hoping for is that I won't find a whole lot of rot where I've got to restart her, in water or something of that nature. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to pull both of these plants out of their containers and that they'll have sufficient roots for me to go ahead and just put them back together in one pot. So let's get started with that. They've been reclassified as dracaenas, but um, I've always known them as snake plants, and they call them mother-in-law's tongues, mother-in-law tongue. But right now, the real scientific name, as they've been reclassified, is dracaenas. But they'll always be snake plants to me. And there's so many different varieties now, moonshine, and I've seen so many that are pretty. But if I'm honest with myself, I really don't have any place to put another plant. So we're going to try to save these guys and find them a better location within the house and see what we can do. Like this plant mat is going to do anything, but it'll catch some of the dirt. So I guess you can start by pulling away some of these dried and dead leaves, and then we can go from there. And not feeling rot on those, but the gap is a good thing. But they're coming away super easy, which leads me to believe that what I'm going to find inside the pot probably is not going to be all that great. I have a backup plan if the root system isn't strong enough, or at least I don't think it's strong enough to sustain the plant, then I guess I'll just have to reroot them. And as you know, you can propagate these plants in water. And I had this beautiful vase that I think they'll look great in. So we'll see as we get further along in this process. Oh, I'm feeling icky stuff. It don't smell rotten, but that don't mean too much, right? It just doesn't look healthy at all. Some of the pieces are just falling away. Just kind of gross. Let's do the same thing with this guy.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to mention that something I said earlier in the video about having a full time job and the plants. I want to emphasize that I have all of these plants because I like them and I enjoy working with them. So don't come at me about maybe your plant collection is too big. It's as big as I want it to be. And I just wanted to show you that sometimes we do neglect plants even if we don't mean to. So I have these plants because I love them and they bring me joy. And I just wanted you to know that before you jump at me.
Do you guys have any plants that have fallen into this situation where you just haven't been as diligent with its care, or maybe you just fell out of love with it, and you kind of neglected it a little bit? I will say this plant is definitely a survivor because even with all of this neglect, she's trying to push out pups. So after the last couple of times that we've done repots together where I found myself having to be on the floor, I mentioned to my husband that I had seen people that restore furniture. They buy these chairs that they can actually move around in, and I told him I wanted one. So look what he got. Is it this listy difty? It's adjustable. It rolls. I can put. Just gotta be careful when you sit down. You don't fall on your butt. But I can put like all my supplies right here. Anything that I think I might need. At this age, that floor is way down there. Every time I get down there, Lord have mercy. Takes all of me to get back up. So this helps. All right, let's dump this guy. Let's see what we got under the dirt. Okay, so we've got some dry rot going on. That's for doggone sure. See how the roots just no good. Because the good thing is it don't stink. But she's dry. Super dry. Ew. I'm glad I put the bugs there. Yuck. That did not feel good. As a matter of fact, that felt really Ready? Okay. I don't think this is gonna go back into dirt. I do believe I'm going to be cutting these roots away because it's dry. It's just dry. It That to me ways of saying it's dry. There is no moisture or elasticity to these roots. They're just dry. So we will be restarting her. I'm just going to separate the pieces, get rid of as much of the root mass as possible, especially the ones that fall apart. And I'll be restarting her in water and at some other opportunity, transferring her to soil. So that it's just dying away. So right here, I'm gonna cut this to separate it. This is the piece that had that icky. Just cutting away the areas that are dry. This piece in particular is not dry, but it does have a piece that's, I mean, it's not rotted. It does have a piece that's dry. Yeah. Same thing here, not a dry rock. So all of these are gonna just go into a vase with some water. Makes absolutely no sense to repot them in soil. Although I've never really tried it, but they might do okay. But why take that chance? I really do want to try to save it. So once I get all of these out of here, I'm gonna take them to the sink, give them a good rinse. Then I'll show you the container that I plan on putting them in. And hopefully, maybe towards the end of spring, I'll have a plant that I can repot back into soil. You see how the roots just, look at that. Shame on me. Oh, man. All right, guys. So, what have you guys been up to? Is everybody as excited as I am about spring coming? I mean, I know it's just February, but I feel like spring is closer than when we started, right? At least here in my neck of the woods, they're saying we're gonna have some warm temperatures, which I'm really looking forward to because I'm over the cold. I don't know if I've ever told you guys, I'm born and raised in Chicago. And while I still love the city, I haven't been back in quite some time. I I don't like the cold. I've turned into a little whip. I much rather the warmer temperatures. When it dips into the 20s, I'm good. Over it. Don't like. Now, my husband, on the other hand, he wants it to get cold and he wants it to snow. And if any of y'all live in the South like I do, they don't know how to drive in the snow. It shuts the whole city down. So I'm also good with that. Now, when I put these in water, it's going to be a matter of really monitoring the water and trying to catch any rot that might try to rear its ugly head. Shit, at this rate, it might be 2 containers to put this in. That's a lot of pieces. All right, I think I've gotten about as much as I'm going to get out of this. All right. It's still up for the damage control. Y'all gonna be honest and tell me which plants y'all neglected? I mean, I'm sure we all got one dirty little secret somewhere that we've been hiding. Well, there's a plant that we calling our love with, or maybe even just forgotten about. You know, we tucked in the corner somewhere and just forgot she was there. Right. So I'll take a quick break, go wash these guys off, clean the vase that I'm going to use, and we'll be back. Hey guys. All right. So I promise you it's the same day. Different shirt, same day. Ended up taking a shower with the plant as I was washing the roots off and removing anything that wanted to come off. So this is where I've decided to put her in. It's one of my Goodwill finds. You know me and Goodwill. I always got to repurpose something, and I thought this was pretty. And I bought it for an anthurium, but I think she'll look good in here, and I think this is deep enough to support some of these taller stems. So this is what I'm going to try to go with. So as I mentioned, I washed all the roots, and I removed all the soil as much as I could, pulled through so that anything that was either, getting rotted or funky or whatever came off as I washed it. I've separated them a little bit by stalk size. So when I was in the kitchen washing them off, I actually thought about maybe putting a little bit of leca at the bottom of this. And then I changed my mind. I'm going to let them go ahead and root. And depending on how well they do, I might decide to try this one in leca. I've seen other people have success with that. So we'll see. I'm going to give her some time to recuperate after all, between the neglect and the stress that I've put her through now. She's going to need this time to recover. So we're just going to go with straight water and see how that works out. I'm going to put the bigger one in first because they have the bigger root mass. And let's see how I finagle this with the one hand. I think she's going to look pretty in here. What you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I don't know if all of them are going to fit in here, but we're going to try it. I think they will. All right. That could have been bad. I would need that like that. Gonna get a little bit of peroxide. Now we know peroxide helps with in the event that there's any rot left there. This is just plain old water with some fertilizer in it. So I'm not gonna fill it to the top, maybe about midway. I think that's to looks like all the roots are covered. I do see one piece that appears to not be in there, so maybe it's just a piece of something. No, it's a little piece. Get her in there. Then I'm gonna squirt just regular old peroxide in there. Couple squirts on this side. Another little squirt on that side. That's it. So this is what we got. What do you guys think? I think she looks better. At least she's got a fighting chance now. Not quite sure where I'm going to put her yet, but I'm sure you will see real soon. Because obviously I do have to find a place for her. And I got to tell y'all, this stool, godsend. I'm not achy all over the place. It was good to be able to sit and repot this plant and do what I needed to do without feeling overtly tired. And if you like this or you think you might be interested in one, we'll leave a link down below. You could check it out. Don't forget, we earn a little bit, and that money goes towards me continuing to make videos. Every little bit helps. Helps them buy soil, things like this at Goodwill, and helps me bring you creative content, if you will. Anyway, so with this, I say till next time, but don't forget, leave me a comment. What do you think? Did I do the right thing? Would you have done something different? Would you have added leca to the bottom, or is your thought process lines let it heal and recover and then, repot it after she's grown some roots and reestablished herself? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember to hit that notification bell so you'll know when the next video drops. Talk to you real soon. Bye.